Welcome, everybody, to tonight's episode of Margs with the Boys. I'm TB for Good, and we're here with the boys. We got Jyggy,
Hello.
Scootish, and Duggernaut, the
Hello.
boys.
Let's
going
go,
on?
boys! 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 Boys!
I'm not gonna chant with you.
Boys! Boys!
How much chanting do
Boys.
you want to do?
Boys!
We have a great
Boys.
show for you this
Boys!
fortnight.
Boys!
Yep, we have all prepared our individual top 10 games list, and we're gonna compare and contrast them to kind of get a glimpse into the mind of all of the boys and what kind of games they like.
Oh.
True.
Boys, I'm excited for this.
Yeah,
It's going to be very cool. It's going to be a personality quiz that actually works.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited.
I think mine are
It's
just
like
like everyone's gonna know mine. Like people are just gonna know instantly.
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
You kind of wear your heart on your sleeve about the few video games you actually
So
enjoy.
like 2 video games that I like.
Yeah.
yeah, Jyggy. I might have one overlap with you.
I
but
hope you
that's
do.
fine.
I hope you.
I
hope you
feel like,
do.
yeah, I have very few surprises, I'm
I-
sure.
The problem with mine, and I think this is going to be a problem with a lot of ours, is I feel like I love certain franchises to death from Nintendo, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I love the franchise.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
all
Oh,
the
that-
games are pretty much the same.
Well, so
I
Scootish.
limited it to one per franchise most of the time.
What?
That's my absolute favorite.
Yeah, so you missed the sort of the pre-chat, the pre-game show because you were wrapping up your stream, but that is definitely a thing. Like
Did I,
that's
oh,
definitely
because I have overlap.
four of my 10 are I wish I could put the series. But I was nice and I picked just one out of the series of those 4.
Oh, see,
Because
I'm gonna try
I do
to
love series.
replace some then, because I definitely do have some overlap. I think
Yeah.
one of my overlaps is fair,
Mm-hmm.
but
Well, it's your
will-
list. Like you don't have to
no,
conform.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have
you
I
can
have
do whatever you
multiple
want.
overlaps. 100%.
I say honestly, let's just
I don't.
like if
I
you
don't.
want to
Like,
do.
I don't like overlap because I think there's like. I think that's a
See, but if you have
detriment
like
to the game.
if you have like Mario, like Mario Odyssey is a very different game from like Mario
Well, if it's-
3, you know.
yeah, no, 100%. But like, if you have Mario 3 and then Super Mario Brothers like on that list, I'm like, come on, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
shut up.
yeah, but if you
Yeah.
pick like I don't know, like Modern Warfare or something like, those games, they're at least the same genre every time versus like Mario has 10
Right,
different
like
genres.
as long I just want them to be different genres. Like like 2 of my games are like very similar.
Okay.
Okay,
So
well,
I
you'll
don't
have-
want
I
to
mean,
be like
no, I have
very
multiple
similar.
multiple of my games are very similar. I'm
I
talking
think
very
we're
Well, you don't
fine.
similar.
like-
I
You don't
think
like
we're
games.
fine where
that just
we're
makes
at.
sense.
But if you want to change it on the fly, feel free.
Yeah, but we do.
I
we do
might.
have.
I might.
I'm
We have
I'm gonna
70
leave mine.
minutes.
I'm leaving mine. You all can call me. I can't like okay. So there's something that happened today, guys. Something that I saw that actually discredits all of Scootish. Like Scootish's entirety.
Jiggy, I'm so glad you're
is-
bringing this
is
up.
discredited. Like,
Actually, while I was at home working on my list, I was working hard. Mike recently started working at the same company that I work for, guys. I don't know if you've known
it's
that,
been like
but I
6 months. What are you talking about recently?
but like, so I'm kind of being like the big, like his big brother at the company. Like I'm looking out for him,
His
making sure the
mentor.
little guy is like looked after. He's my boy after all, and we have Margs together. But today, as I was writing my list, Jyggy, all of a sudden in the middle of the office,
God, I thought we
whips
weren't
out 2 Nerf ninja swords
At
and
work?
jams them into my boss's throat
What?
and his.
Whoa.
What?
He
It
shish
roasted your boss?
kebabbed him, boys. Shish kebabbed
What the
him.
heck?
And then he said, "You know what, Scootish?
Hey, yo,
That's
this
what
is
you
in
get
my-
for picking 10 bad games."
Is this the first non-boy victim?
This is the first non-boy victim, but he threatened me. He showed me, and he told me that if I didn't pick 10 good games, then he would do that to my boys.
You're next, and I'll switch the sides that they're on as well.
Yeah.
For,
So I'm gonna taste my boss's butthole.
for legal reasons, this was in Minecraft.
For legal
reasons,
reasons, this is not a joke.
I
I
don't
am
even
seeking
know where we're going.
damages.
I don't even know what just happened. Like
Views and opinions expressed by Scootish do not reflect all of the boys.
See, I was
Alright.
just gonna say that Scootish has never played a real video game because Scootish is actually a baby. This is a real thing. Scootish is actually a baby. I found out
You're saying
today
babies can't play video games?
that Scootish is the most dishonorable Mario Party player in the world.
Oh no!
I
Oh, 'cause I use golden
I
pipes?
went to Scootish's stream today, and I found out that he bought something in Mario Party
A golden pipe.
that is the most dishonorable thing: a golden baby pipe. Pay
That was
to
the
win.
third.
Oh,
That was
come
the
Pay
third
on.
golden.
to win.
Come on.
That was the
Scootish
third
is
golden
not
pipe
good
used in
at
that game.
Mario
What,
Party.
am I not gonna use the gold? I'm gonna use the golden pipe. It's
Dude.
in the game. Shut up.
Scootish is so bad at Mario Party that he has to pay to get
Oh,
stars.
jeez.
You know what? You know what? You know
That's
what?
kind of
In the
that's
words of
kind
Sailor
the
Sugar
game.
Plum, sub up or shut up.
Yeah.
So-
so let's move on from this drama from outside the podcast, and let's go ahead and get into the lists. I feel the most smooth way to do this is just to go across in left.
You just
want to
go right into it?
You wanna
Yeah,
just
so we'll
hop
start.
into it?
We'll start with Jyggy. Jyggy, what is your number 10 game?
Number 10.
Can we get like a?
I have a little dumb countdown.
Let's get a Fiverr. Let's buy someone on Fiverr to count down the numbers for us.
Get Luxor
But find
numbered.
the lowest rated voice actor on Fiverr to do it. So like their voice cracks the entire time while doing it.
We don't
No.
have the budget.
Number. Oh, somebody.
We don't have a Fiverr.
Techno, you do it. Techno. I want you to go in and get the. I want you to record the numbers. Techno. What's the
Techno
website
can do
that
it, yeah.
has the Guys, I guess it doesn't matter. I can just.
Doesn't matter.
Moby-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just say my first one here. My number 10 top video game of all time is The Binding of Isaac.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I see
Binding
it.
of Isaac, preferably Rebirth, the reversion of it.
Yeah.
But I've been playing Binding of Isaac since it came out, back when it was more or less a Flash game put on Steam.
Mhm.
And it's just that roguelike, super fun, game with high replayability that I would end up playing on my Asus netbook. My
Nice.
Asus netbook.
Yeah.
I could run on nothing in high school. So I was like,
Yeah.
that's what I did.
It's just
That's
kind of
cool.
cringe that Techno made you stop playing it.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's a little cringe, but Techno is
Yeah,
my.
Well, it's a
honest-
great game, and it brought
Yeah.
like it's a great example of like an indie game that has done super well, and it also brought
Yeah.
like it's one of the most popular roguelike games I think in the world. Like it's very good.
It's definitely a good roguelike. I have to say though, and admit, it is not my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it's not my favorite roguelike either, but I mean, it's in my opinion one of my top 10 games. Another roguelike.
I wouldn't even consider that my top 10 game.
I mean, yeah, but it's Jiggy's.
No,
That's-
I know.
that's the whole
I'm
thing.
just we're
Yeah,
having
we
a
don't-
discussion
I
about
get
it.
it,
We're having a
Scootish.
discussion
You're
about it.
discrediting my number 10 game already.
It's good. I,
think-
haven't played it in a long time, and like the art style to me is just a little like unnecessarily crude and gross. But
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe that's
Yeah.
a me thing.
No,
Yeah.
I understand it's not everybody's cup of tea, but
I feel like
I
we're
think
allowed
it's
to like have a
respectable.
discussion about
Why
this.
is it cheating upside down? There we
I
go.
didn't
Okay.
mean to be.
Oh, we can't. We can't have a full discussion. Like honestly,
Not
like
a
if
full discussion, but like a quick little like thought of it.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
go
I-
on. What's
feel
your
like-
number 10 favorite
feel like-
game, Doug?
Well, no, we're going in order.
Oh,
Well,
I didn't know there was an order.
now that we've changed the layout, the order's a little bit different. But we'll just go.
Yeah,
in
I'll go.
a-
That's fine.
We'll go clockwise on the current screen.
Okay.
So
TV, let's-
we'll keep me second, and then we'll go Doug
Okay.
and Scooter.
all right. I'll
So-
be the anchor.
My first, my top 10, my number 10 game is Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I can't get the image, which whatever. We'll just forego the image.
If you
That's
post
fine.
it, I can maybe get
It,
it. Up.
it's a podcast.
Yeah.
If
It's
you
an
posted
audio
it.
medium.
Yeah, let's
So
true.
Beyond Good and Evil, it was kind of like a weird pick for me because I haven't played it in such a long time, but it's one of those games. It was my first ever PC game that I ever played
Mhm.
way back in like 2004 or something. Before I even got a PC, I played it on my parents, and like I don't know, it just stuck with me. And it was also my first, like, even though it's a little kiddish, but it has like dark themes. It was my first kind of like adventure game along those lines.
Mhm.
And um I've been hyped up for the sequel whenever that comes around eventually, to him. Um
With Joseph Gordon-Levitt's media company making all the ads that are in the game.
yeah.
That's actually a really cool idea, and I hope it goes well for them.
Yeah.
If it
So,
doesn't
yeah,
go that well for them, I will be a little upset.
I I mean, in a week, the game turns 18 years old, so, like, very much excited for the sequel, um, and they teased it, like, oh my like, over a decade ago, I would think.
Yeah.
So, like, but yeah, really, like, I've only played through it once, but it's definitely, like, maybe in my top 50, like, it's definitely, like, it's stuck with me, and it's, like, it's got a fun gameplay loop, it's got a really interesting story, and, like, a lot of very cool characters, and the world building is very good. It's a
I've
fantastic game.
I've never actually played it.
It it's very it's
It's very 2003,
yeah,
so
yeah. It
so
shows its age at this point, but it's
for
also
sure.
still
I think I
a
would love
very
it though, because I love those kind of games. You
yeah,
know,
it's a very complete package.
yeah, like
Like
Mhm.
those games are kind of like the games that I'm into.
yeah.
Yeah, like, it's an adventure game, it's got some platforming elements, some stealth elements, some, like, vehicular elements, it's very, very good, and,
Yeah.
like, I
And
would highly recommend
a sick soundtrack. Like
it. Definitely,
it's the
yeah.
first game like outside of like Zelda that I was like, "Ooh, this music
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
really sick."
I can
And
still hear some of the music in my head,
yeah.
like, it's fantastic.
And there's racing mini games, and
Mhm.
oh, it was just great. And yeah,
Very good,
I
great
love it.
pick.
Good pick. Good pick.
Alright,
Fantastic pick.
my number 10
Juggernaut.
yeah, my number 10 is one that actually TB accidentally convinced me to add to my list, in the pre-show here, because he listed, like he's like, "Oh, I'm trying to pick between these, 5 games. What do you think?" And I was like, "Well, I think I'm gonna take one of those actually." And that is the game Destiny. I actually put over 1,000 hours
Oh,
into
Oh yeah.
Destiny 1,
Oh yeah.
and some of it with TB, and so he knows, like, definitely got really into it, like,
Yep.
basically tried to unlock literally everything in the game,
Yep.
um, and like we had a raid group that we would raid like every character, like we all had 3 characters that we would get through the raid every week, and
Yep.
like we would do like all the content, and like every time there was an event, like we would just do it all. So like very much was captivated by that game for a long time. I was traveling a lot for work at the time, and I would literally put a PS4 in my backpack and like fly with it, and like I
Yep.
was so annoying at the airport.
I love that.
Yep.
I love that though.
Yeah,
That's
Yep.
sick.
yeah.
That's
So
incredible.
Just
mhm,
narrowly avoided my list. Beyond Good and Evil just barely beat it out. It was almost my
mhm,
number 10 as
yeah,
well.
I
yeah.
I
So
mean, that's a
that
good
like
list.
I
And
played
it's so strange, that game, because, like, you can't it's gone. Like, it's part of game preservation and game history that you talked about with Johnny Bebop, where, like, you can't do that anymore. Like, I think the servers are still up, but, like, it's very much like a dead zone, and, like, nobody's doing that. And a lot of this stuff, like, especially with Destiny 2, but which I didn't play nearly as much, but, like, they also, like, deprecated a lot of the content. So it's just gone forever. And so, like, how do you like preserve that as like a game historian? Like it's very tragic that like I could never participate in that again. So I'm going to miss it, but it's just treasured memories that I have forever.
Mhm.
that's kind
Hell
of
yeah,
like the
dude.
same. I mean, that's another thing that I think we could topic on. I know we talked a little bit about Johnny Bebop.
Mhm.
The MMOs or online games that die and how
Yeah.
those are experienced. Like I will never be able to truly experience like Toontown in its prime
Mhm.
again, or
Yep.
back. I mean, I know there's like a whole like server that
I mean,
you can do,
yeah.
or
There,
like
there's a whole thing there.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole like confusing mess.
yeah,
If
but
we
Well,
really want to go down that rabbit hole.
one day.
I mean, there's WoW Classic or whatever, like that
Yeah,
they
they've
brought back the
Oh,
pre-Burning Crusade stuff. Like the
I
vanilla
will bully WoW Classic.
stuff.
Yeah,
But
and it just
trying.
wasn't the same. I played WoW Classic for a bit, and
It
the mindset of the players is just completely different now that the game's been out for almost 2 decades,
Mhm.
and
It-
like it's nowhere near the same as it used to.
Gotcha.
be.
this is definitely meant for more of like an actual topic. Like WoW Classic is definitely like it's a nice idea, but we can never go back to it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is so funny.
Well, didn't they like again,
can
it's
you
its
still
own
play it?
topic, but didn't they like fight against like people doing their own like classic servers for a long time?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were taking them down regularly, and then new ones would have to pop up, and
Ugh,
Yeah.
very sad. Very sad.
Well, I
to
mean,
see it go.
it makes sense, but like even on those servers, like the same problems existed.
mhm.
Well, yeah, like that's part of it. It's just
Yeah,
a lot of the very fun and like really emergent gameplay comes from like everyone is playing that version, and
Yeah.
like,
and it's new.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Everybody is learning together what everything is.
yeah.
mhm.
All right,
All
my
right.
number 10 is gonna throw y'all through the loop.
All right,
All
I'm
right.
excited.
I'm ready.
All right,
Bring it in, Anchor.
Pokemon Go.
Oh, I
was a-
like it.
Right?
All right.
I
Okay.
respect it.
Okay. That
I
changed the
didn't even-
world.
I didn't even think about
It-
that. Yeah.
Dude, I play this game. It's a game. I play
Yeah.
it every single day on my phone
Mhm.
since 2016.
Still do.
That's awesome.
Like I still play it. Yeah. Like
That's awesome.
I love walking. Like I'll
Yeah.
walk anywhere.
Yep.
I play it all the time. It's one of my favorite games. But at the end of the day, like it does hold it holds itself back because it is a phone game. It's
Mhm.
never going to be a number one game in my eyes, but I
Mhm.
do think it deserves a spot on this list because it like
Oh, yeah, for sure.
it's made such a world impact and you can see it.
Absolutely. Oh, I remember when it came out and like
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it
the
was huge.
enthusiasm that like everyone was out and walking and like interacting and you were talking to strangers, like something that absolutely wouldn't happen today, of course, but like
Yeah.
it was so fascinating to see just how excited everyone was for it.
Yeah, I was going to events and stuff to play it with people, and like, man, yeah, it respect on that
Dude,
choice.
big fan of it.
Yeah, and there's that like Small Beans talking about like people hacking their phones so they didn't have to walk around and like giving it signal or whatever to
Oh,
do
yeah,
that. Or like
the
there's that guy
spoofers.
there's that guy in a country in Asia that has like 40 phones like strapped to his bike, I think, and he's
Yeah.
always like catching Pokemon and stuff on it, which is very cool.
Yeah, that
Pokemon
dude's
Go was
crazy.
Pokemon Go was nuts event, and I think were you like here for that experience, or were you
No,
no?
I was in. I came like obviously I was there because of like
cool.
just life eventually, but like primarily I was in Boston.
That summer that it came out, I still lived upstate, and it because I think it was like our sophomore year apartment, but like I remember being so like jealous of all my friends that were in the city that were just power leveling, catching all 150. And then I ended up, when I moved there, I was just like, okay, this game is easy now. I don't have to do anything. When it first came out, it was massive.
You know what I remembered though? What I always remember when I think about Pokemon Go, when that video when it trended on Twitter when Vaporeon was in Central Park. Vaporeon was the strongest character in Pokemon Go, and you checked, and like it was people stopping traffic, people leaving cabs, cab drivers leaving their car
Yeah.
in the middle of the street to go and catch Vaporeon
Yeah.
in the middle of Central Park.
Brilliant.
It's so cool.
Incredible
so cool.
pick, Scootish. Very good pick.
Good pick.
Like
Yeah,
I
like
had
it
not
a lot.
considered anything like that at all.
That's
I'll be
awesome.
hitting you all with some of these
Oh, I'm
Good.
excited.
Good, I
later.
like it.
All right, you guys
All right.
ready?
Yeah,
Yes.
let's do number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9 is one that Doug might appreciate, but I think everyone else is gonna laugh
Ooh.
at me.
All right.
Okay.
And it's actually Balloons TD6.
No,
Oh,
no,
wow.
absolutely not. I respect the shit out of that, honestly.
I love Balloons TD.
Yeah.
I mean, I would again. It's one of those things where I would pick the whole franchise, I guess.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
there's just something special about Monkey Tower Defense game that you pop balloons.
Oh yeah.
Where
Yeah.
I don't have to think unless I really want to. If I want to, that game gets hard. But if
Oh,
I
for sure. Yeah.
play the game, if I just want to put something that do progression. Do you guys have progression mentality? I have progression
Absolutely.
mentality.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
But like
It's it's annoying.
it's like I feel like I need to be progressing in a thing to do something, or I'm failing at my life.
Yeah. You're like, give me a checkbox and let me check it off.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
So I love that Balloons TD is a game that I can just put on my computer while I'm watching Netflix or while I'm watching some sort of other thing or a stream on Twitch, and that's why it's one of my favorite games.
Yeah, it's great for multitasking. That's true.
Oh yeah.
It's
Y'all
very
can call
fun.
me crazy, but I actually don't have progression mentality.
You
Oh,
don't?
okay.
Not at
everybody
all.
does.
Honestly, like I envy you. Like that's
wish.
freeing, I'm sure.
Yeah. That's part of the reason I played MMOs for so long.
Yeah.
That's why I have 1,000 hours in Animal Crossing. Like,
It's like Dead by Daylight. It's why I'm trying to
Spoilers for
get
later,
all
by
the
the way.
characters to P3.
Yep.
No, I think for me, like, I always just want to have fun.
that's
Yeah.
fair.
You
Like-
have progression mentality, Mr. Masters and Unite.
I mean, no, but
I-
I'm not doing.
Climbing
Okay,
a
yeah,
ranked
but like
ladder is
playing a
little
ranked
different.
game, I wouldn't call that progression mentality.
No?
I would call that I like
That's a
playing ranked mode
competitive.
in a game.
Yeah, that's a competitive mentality.
Like-
Yeah, it's not like
but-
knocking out
Like
all
I
of
can
the
totally like go and like
that can be a separate aspect of your enjoyment in a game for sure.
yeah, like I can totally like go and like watch a TV show and think like, oh, this is fine, and totally like zone out and like I absolutely have no need to like watch the TV show. Like there's no, it doesn't benefit me watching this TV show. I just like it, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Like progression mentality would be more like, playing Hyrule Warriors and like checking off all the stuff in the
Yeah.
definitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely
Maybe,
beat Hyrule
like,
Warriors and then left
completion
it and was like, I'm
mentality.
done.
Yeah, like beating it on every single difficulty, like
Yeah.
getting all the
Yeah.
achievements, like that type of thing is progression. But if you just want to beat it and move on, like that's definitely much simpler way to live your life.
All
Very
right.
cool.
Progression mentality would be another fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it on the list of
Techno!
Techno put it on the list.
yell at techno. All right,
All
TB,
right.
what's your number 9?
My number 9 might put you through a loop as well. But
Okay.
first I'm gonna set a picture for you guys, okay?
You're
Okay.
Send me a
Imagine.
picture?
No. Imagine it's 2009. Middle of winter. You're
Okay.
in middle school.
I like middle
Uh,
school.
I was in college, but continue.
Okay, whatever.
Yikes.
Your homies just come over and you're snowed in and you have
Oh.
nothing, and you're like you're hanging out and you have nothing to do but game, and it's the
Okay.
life. Okay,
That rules.
staying
Yeah.
up all night playing like split screen multiplayer games.
Oh God, yes. Absolutely.
This was the king of that experience for me. Castle Crashers.
Yes, dude. That
Absolutely.
that was literally a Pokemon Go pick right there. Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I had that on my Xbox in college, and
That's
like
incredible.
Oh, yeah.
just had people come over to the dorm room and just freaking game, like
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
And that
For
game,
sure.
if you were playing it with somebody who hadn't played it before, because you would play through it 7-8 times just with
yeah.
new people.
Naturally,
And-
yeah.
And if they hadn't played through it before, they were in for a wild ride.
Yeah, and it was really intuitive. Like they could pick it up super fast.
Yeah. It's not a hard game.
Mhm.
It's just a fun, relaxing game that you and your buddies, if you have nothing better to do, can sit down for 6 to 8 hours, do a whole playthrough of it in one night, stay up way too late for your own good.
Didn't that come out on Switch recently?
It might
Yeah,
have.
yeah. I think like a couple years ago.
I
It was the big
Yeah.
anniversary.
Yeah,
I
it came out a couple of years ago.
did not
Yeah,
play
that's
that game.
great.
Did not play that game split screen. I only ever played that game online. I feel like I missed out.
Split screen, like,
I
that'll
primarily played
it
it
changes the
online.
game.
Yeah, I could play. I played it online a little bit too, but the peak was playing it in person with your friends
Mhm.
and just seeing their reactions to some of the ridiculous shenanigans that happened.
Yeah. There's some
Oh, it
it's
was the
yeah,
best.
yeah, yeah. That is a great pick. Very good. All right. My number 9 is another sort of gotta be local, gotta be hanging out. Was great in my dorm room in college as well. I guess I'm lumping all these sort of like experiences together here, but Rock Band 3.
Oh
Like
Oh
yes,
wow.
get
Okay.
together
absolutely,
with your boys, start a
All
band,
right.
100%.
hang out.
I always hear Rock Band 2 and not Rock Band 3, so I find that curious that you chose that one.
Rock Band
Rock
2
Band,
is it's like it was a series thing. I was like, I like the
yeah,
series, and like I think
and you
3 is
could
just the
get
one that I
all
played
the
the most.
songs from Rock Band 2 on Rock Band 3, so it didn't
Yeah.
really matter.
I
Okay.
remember
Yeah.
the shit.
You see, I think that's an instance of like it's the same game.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing, just more songs
Oh
essentially,
yeah,
and maybe like slightly
yep.
different visuals. But
I
that's a great example of like very good backwards compatibility. Because like Rock Band 2 got almost every song from Rock Band 1. I think they hadn't negotiated the stuff quite perfectly with all the artists to like get their songs like in perpetuity like they did for
yeah,
future titles because they didn't realize it was going to blow up as much as it did, I guess.
yeah.
But then every single game after that got all the DLC, like the whole set list from previous games and stuff too. And so that's a great example of doing backwards compatibility right. So just 3 is the one I played the most. I picked up 4 and barely played it because I wasn't in college anymore.
Yeah,
Back in the day before
Yeah,
the
they're kind of fun.
DMCA.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah, and I can't
still
play it on Twitch,
I
unfortunately.
still sometimes pull out Rock Band on the PS4 when friends
Mhm.
come over just to because it's a really fun thing to do.
Yeah, it's a great
Just
party game.
I
yeah,
just
when you're
for
yep.
me, do you guys remember the shift from the Guitar Hero to Rock Band? Like that there
Mhm.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
there was just like
I
it was
do.
like a year. It was just a year where Rock Band just died. And it was
Well,
just or I'm sorry, not Rock Band. I'm sorry, Guitar Hero just died. And then
yeah,
I think
I
Rock
Guitar
think
Hero and Rock Band died at the
Yeah,
same time.
Guitar Hero peaked at Guitar Hero 3.
yeah, yeah, and then World
I
Tour,
think
like
both
this,
games did,
they
honestly.
they absolutely did. Yeah, like that
Yeah.
whole like genre of like
it's gone.
peripheral like music is gone forever. Like local gameplay is very much not a thing as much anymore. Of course, naturally because of the pandemic, but even like after like 2015, like it's just nowhere. Like it doesn't
Yep.
happen anymore. It's very strange. But yeah, it burned hard and fast, I guess, and now it's gone, unfortunately. But oh well, I have good
It was
memories of it.
amazing times. I agree.
Hmm.
Scootish, let's hear your
Let's hear
anchor
it.
number 9.
Oh, my anchor number 9, it's a little lame. It's not as good as Pokemon Go.
That's all right. That's all right.
League of Legends.
Oh wow.
Oh, story
I
time.
I respect you disrespectfully.
I understand that. I
I
understand
like
that. I
what
deserve
he
it.
was
I
without
deserve
No,
it.
I don't
skin.
think you. No,
Like
no, no.
I definitely played a lot of League
Did
back
you?
in the day
You did?
in college. I
No
guess college.
way.
I
Oh,
did everything. I
we're
did.
learning things. We're learning things. Duggernaut. I never would have thought you
I
were a
played
league
a
boy.
I played a very different game from everyone else. Everyone was playing League of Legends. I was playing a different game called League of Singed. I had one character I could play really well, and it was
Yeah,
Singed. And
Singed. Yeah,
I would top
100%.
lane, solo
Yeah.
top. That's all I would do. Like I couldn't play any other character to the point where when we started doing like tournaments in college or like ranked picks, people would ban Singed and our team would lose.
Wow.
So yeah,
Yeah, I played League of Lux.
there you go. Exactly.
I did not even touch League of Legends until Jackson Goodish said that you should at least.
You didn't
try
play
it.
because of me, though.
No, I didn't. I didn't play because of you. Played
You're a simp.
play because I think that League of Legends is an amazing game, like an amazing. That it's so unwelcoming to every new.
Yeah,
Well,
that,
yes, the
that's
community is
true.
very toxic, and the fact that like in order to like drive engagement, they keep releasing new champions. I think that the learning curve is now too much.
Yeah.
It's not though. I think it's very easy.
I put like 100 hours into it and still felt like I wasn't anywhere close to decent.
I would also like to say, like, this is like a slash Pokemon Unite for me. Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
like Pokemon Unite is definitely like on my list now as like a favorite game. I love Unite. It is absolutely my favorite game.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
like
It's
the
funny though
Pokemon themed
because
MOBA
the
has hooked you.
learning curve in
Yeah,
that game.
it
I
is just
feel
so
like,
good.
I feel like Pokemon Unite is actively welcoming to anybody who wants to
Yeah.
play can learn it. Where I don't know,
I-
maybe it's the chat or maybe it's just
I
that-
think no, it totally is the chat. Like, there's a
Yeah.
reason why they disabled it.
Yeah, doesn't it have
Did they-
limited
wait,
or
they
disabled chat?
They
like,
took away all chat.
really?
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Like you got to do the Mario Kart thing of just give people like 5 different things they can say, and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah,
I did not know
I-
that. Very
I'm fine with that.
Like,
That was like
otherwise
their
you'll get
newest thing. Is
yelled
like
at.
everyone was being toxic. So
yeah.
eventually they were just like, wait, why do we even have like an all chat?
Yeah.
Like no one uses it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah,
no
like,
one.
and
It's like not useful. Like
It's not
you don't
positive.
need to spend the game talking to the enemy.
Mhm. Yeah, that was in League. They just disabled the all chat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah, the all
interesting.
chat was always very rude in my experience.
Team chat's even rude. Which
Yeah,
is
team
like,
chat,
which is
that
why
was-
I think like
That was my big thing. Is like, yeah, I'm learning the game. You don't need to shit on me because I'm not doing what I need to do because I don't know exactly what I need to do because I'm a new
Yeah,
player.
That's the trouble. Like it's a competitive game, and you do have to collaborate with people. And like if you lose, then that's what feels like time wasted. So people become abusive in that
Yeah.
situation
Yeah,
and
and
start
the
yelling
game
at
is
people.
like is
and
the
it's
game still like
unfortunate.
45 minutes to an hour for each?
I don't know.
You haven't played in a while.
No.
This
Scootish
is heading into
has been Pokemon Uniting, which each game is
I
like 20
mean, I haven't
minutes a
played
match,
Rock
so-
Band in
Yeah,
or
this
Destiny
is
in years,
heading
so
into the World Finals this weekend, so very
Can't touch.
topical.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
League is a whole topic we could.
there's
be-
a reason why it's
MOBAs.
so big. But it is a very good esport, and I respect it for that. But I will probably never play it again.
I don't think I'll ever touch the game again either. But
yeah, you got to pay respect to something that you played a lot. I'm sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
it definitely formed what I like. I will say this though, and this is also a could be a topic. I think, in my opinion, there is no greater like sport game to watch. Like if any video game is going to go the distance and like be like a thing that will air on like television and like people will like follow, it's League of Legends.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
that's
I
true.
think so.
Or a MOBA.
Yeah,
No, I
Maybe
think
it's not
you're
League of Legends, but I do think it. I personally think it is League of Legends, and I
it's
still watch League of Legends.
it's the greatest esport.
It's
Yes.
really fun to
Internationally.
watch when their players are good. Like
Yeah,
when
as
the-
hard as it is, I think, to play and like pick up and all that stuff. I
Yeah.
think it's definitely very easy to watch. Like it's
Wa-
easy to
watching-
know like macro what's going on.
Watching an FPS is genuinely awful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
But MOBA. Like I love
MOBAs?
I'll call somebody out. I love watching Tyler One on Twitch.tv.
me too.
He's a complete and utter. It's his character as much as he's a dick and all that stuff. I think it's funny, and he's good at the game.
I'm actually getting into watching his brother E-Rob a lot.
Anyway,
All right, but let's
we
continue. We
said-
do have to
Hold on.
zoom
Jyggy.
through a bit.
Number 8.
MOBA can happen. MOBA conversation.
Number
For sure, put it on the
8.
list.
Heck no. Number 8. This one's kind of easy for me, but it goes on my. I really like roguelikes. Recent game, Hades, baby.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
What-
still have yet to play it, but I know I'll love it when I
I've
do.
never
What's a
played it,
game
but it
that-
took the
that
world
I-
by storm for
I
sure.
didn't think I'd like, and then absolutely sucked away a whole 6 months of my life. Hades.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Great game.
Yeah,
Replayability amazing.
Mhm.
Genuinely hard but rewarding. Hades.
But it's fair, right? It's
Oh.
fair when it's hard.
Once you learn,
Like it's not hard in a fair way. Yeah.
once you learn,
Yep.
it.
Yeah. I mean, it swept, I think, a lot of Game of the Year discussions
yeah.
that year that it
for
came out
sure.
last year, I guess. It's very good. So great pick. Like
Good pick. Good pick.
I haven't played it. TB hasn't played it, but we
Yeah.
respect it.
You play a Scoot? Play Hades?
Yeah, of course.
DB.
All right.
Well,
Um,
we don't
so
need to
funny.
spend, we don't
Like-
need to spend 20 years on every game.
so
Like
So
everyone's
my-
game of the year, boom, 2 seconds of talk.
my
All right.
my next game, if you know me at all, it doesn't come as any surprise. It's in my Twitter header. It's my favorite Game Boy Advance game of all time.
Oh, yeah,
Golden
okay.
Sun.
Great Twitter header.
Yo, never
Yeah.
played it.
No, me
Oh,
neither.
it-
I know everyone wants a
it's-
new version, but like,
Yeah, it was an amazing JRPG for the time. Like it for today's standards, it's probably not very inventive, but for the time, it did a lot of things that no other games were doing. It was combining a lot of like puzzle mechanics from like adventure games like Zelda and like pulling them all into this compact 2-part series that just worked.
Yeah,
very well.
isn't that a game? The Game Boy Advance games, at least. I know there's a third
Yes.
on the DS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where like one game you play as like the quote unquote good guys, and then
Yep.
the other game you're playing as the quote unquote bad guys.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep. It was very very good.
I've never played that game, and I'd love to play it
Yeah, you
It-
should.
Yeah. I mean, it was
because
a
it's
staple
absolutely right up
for
my
me.
alley.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, if you like RPGs, like I think
I
you'll really
know
like
though, if I play it, I'm gonna be like Sakurai. Why didn't you put him in the game?
Isaac for
Yep.
Smash.
Like
Yeah.
you little bastard! Like you could have saved him. You saved so many. You saved so many other people. You could have saved him. You're a little cock tease.
Yep.
Well, you got Sora. Can't
Yeah, I
complain.
did get Sora. Go on, please.
Amazing game, amazing franchise. I hope it gets a revitalization sometime in the future, but
Mhm.
I'm not getting too worked up about it because
Yeah.
it probably won't. But
Yeah.
such is life. It's an amazing game. If you haven't played it, go play it.
Yeah, check it out. It's got a very cool battle system as well, where you have
Yeah.
like
I
gins that you like work with. It's very cool.
Oh yeah.
Here's a
Yep.
crazy thing I want to say. I do kind of think it will come back, but if it ever comes back, it'll be more like a Final Fantasy 15 type thing.
Like an action
Possibly.
RPG.
Because
type
I
thing?
think I think that's where like JRPGs are going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
I
I
think
mean,
that's
especially
awesome because
with
I love
Final
Final Fantasy
Fantasy
15.
leading
I
the
love
charge.
7
Yeah.
remake.
Yeah,
All
that
right,
makes
please
sense.
continue, Doug. We have
All right.
we have
Number
not
8.
a lot of time.
Number 8. Not surprising, I think, for me, and it shows my age a lot here. But for the NES, the game Battletoads.
Yep.
It is sort of
Battletoads.
memed on, but it's one of my favorite games of all time. Even for one, like whenever I was a 5-year-old, like I was always asking my brother, like, "Can we play Battletoads?" And he'd be like, "No, I do not want to play this super hard game with you." But like, I really liked it as a kid, and I revisited it as an adult, like right around AOT's time. I was like, I want to bring this to AOT's. I want to show this off to everyone. So I actually learned the game, picked it up, learned how to beat it, and now I can beat what is like one of the most notoriously difficult games of all time, which is very cool.
That's
Awesome.
sick.
Yeah, and like all the levels are super varied. It's very much like sort of like a ripoff of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where they were trying to make like mascots that they can make like toys out of and stuff with like attitude and all this 90s type stuff. But
Yep.
Yeah.
it's actually a very interesting and fascinating game in that like it's a very late NES title, so it definitely leverages the hardware super well, and like it's very advanced and very cool.
That's
But we
sick.
don't- Yeah, it's very cool. So we don't have to talk about it much.
My,
I'm sure
No,
my,
that's
none
fair.
of you.
my experience
none of
with
you
it
will
is
play it.
watching Doug play it. But
Yeah.
he makes it look fun, so
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. I mean, it's not fun for the first 10 hours that you play it, I'm sure, but
yeah.
like I've seen like speedrunners will like pick it up to like race it against each other blind or whatever, and they're like, what the heck is this game? There's a lot of like rote memorization, there's a lot of unfair
Yeah.
difficulty in it.
Yep.
So it's definitely like it shows it's sort of like anti like renting type like mentality, like Nintendo hardness type stuff.
Yep.
But I think it's very good. In fact, whenever they like re-released it in Europe and Japan, they backed off on the difficulty a lot.
Yeah.
So it's a great game. I
Prior-
like it, but we can move
Prior
on.
to watching Doug watch it, my only experience with it was the pause menu theme.
Oh yeah. It's
Iconic.
it's great that like it's like a 5-note like
Yep.
like loop. And there's the meme and stuff of asking GameStop if they have it available or
Oh,
whatever.
true. Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Let's move on. Scootish, what's your number
All
8?
right. Number 8, you mentioned I got Sora, so naturally Kingdom Hearts 3 is my number 8.
Ooh, 3.
Alright,
Okay.
All right.
It's
Why 3?
it's a great game, but it's not as good as in my opinion Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Spoilers for
It's
soon.
it's still fantastic. Yeah, Kingdom
I
Hearts 2
like-
is on Kingdom Hearts 2 is on my list somewhere. I think it's
I
still
like
a
how
dope
they-
game. Still a top 10 game
Mhm.
for me, but it's where it belongs.
I
Great.
like how they pulled everything together and like wrapped up a lot of ongoing storylines.
All in
Yeah.
the last
one
level of
neat-
the game.
That's
Yeah.
not what they did. That's not what they did, you baboon.
That's the new
All right.
one.
You got
I
babooned.
got babooned.
You got baboon.
I'm not going to defend the game to the likes of him.
All right.
All right.
Jyggy.
Number 7.
Number 7 for me is pretty simple and clean. No, it's not. It's not Kingdom Hearts. Scootish just got really scared for a second.
Wait.
It's Pokemon Heart Gold, one of my favorite Pokemon
Oh
games.
yeah, absolutely. I knew
Oh.
this would be on your
Yeah.
list for sure.
Yeah.
Literally, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. In my opinion, the last best Pokemon games ever to come out. Definitive, it's there's just nothing wrong with them. Like I
Yeah,
can't.
but
take
you're
Is that
forgetting
the-
about Black and White.
Is that like
Oh,
the
yeah.
Diamond and Pearl engine?
It's,
Or is that the
it's
Black and
in-
White engine?
It's in between Gen 4 and Gen 5 engine, so
Okay.
it's right before Gen 5. So
Okay.
but everything's perfect. It's just perfect. They added
Yeah, I hear a lot of love
post-game-
for those, and
Yep.
those are
They-
very expensive to obtain nowadays because of the demand.
I think they are the most expensive Pokemon game currently.
Probably, yeah.
They copied and pasted the Platinum Battle Frontier into them. For what reason? They didn't. They just wanted to have it in the game, so they added literally hours upon hours of more post game into the game. Then
Nice.
that original Diamond or Heart Gold or the original Gold and Silver, which already had a whole second region for you to go to where you
Yeah.
could battle level 80 Pokemon. It's so cool. Anyway.
Yeah, like that's a great story about. I think it's Iwata that actually made that happen, where they went to him for some help in compressing data on the Pokemon Gold and Silver cartridge to because he was very smart, he was a very talented engineer, and they needed his help to do that, and he did such a good job that they could fit in the whole Kanto region as well,
Yeah.
which is very cool.
You can just throw it in there. Why not?
Yep.
TB.
Very cool.
Very-
Yeah, great picks. I played Gold
very
and Silver,
good.
and very good.
So my number 7, if you've been around on Jiggy's stream for a while, it's a game that we've played together a lot. Probably more than any game that me and Jyggy have ever played together, and that is Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We do we got a little over. That's later on my list.
There's the overlap. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
I love Dead by Daylight.
It's weird how much Dead by Daylight has become a mainstream full quote unquote AAA title nowadays. That it has. I think they put it out. It's 408 million players or something like that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
I remember back in the day, back when me and TB used to play that game daily, there were not that many players.
No,
It was
absolutely
a niche
not.
thing.
Well,
Yep.
then they must have done that asymmetric stuff super well, because other games
Yep.
have really crashed and burned. Like Evolve,
Yeah.
I think they shut down their servers after a couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether you're playing as the killer or the survivors, it's a very addicting core gameplay loop.
Yeah.
It does get a little repetitious if you play it all the time.
Mhm.
So I go through phases with it for sure.
Yeah.
But it's a game that I always come back to.
I always
And
make
I
the joke,
love it.
is this month a DBD month or is this month a I'm too tired?
Yeah.
You're taking in months. That's very cool. Yeah. Great pick.
Done.
Very good. Oh, geez. No, TB.
That was TB.
TB
That
won.
was
That
me.
was
Yeah,
TB.
me
Oh, that was
Yeah,
TB. Shoot. Sorry, I
There's
thought that was
overlap
TB.
for TB
sorry.
and
Don't,
Jiggy.
don't worry. When we get to my DBD, we'll also just skip.
We'll skip it. Okay. Geez, sorry, I forgot. I thought it was Jiggy's pick we were talking about. All right. So my number 7, I alluded to it a little bit before. I would pick the whole series if I could, but if we have to pick just one, Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Okay.
Nice.
I think honestly, it's not maybe as like fully featured as like New Leaf was, I hear a lot of complaints about the 3DS one. Like obviously it launched with a lot more because you couldn't really patch 3DS
Yeah.
games. But lots of people complain about like maybe the missed potential or whatever. But there's a actually in 3 days from now, to date the podcast, there's a big 2.0 update coming out for New Horizons, which will be exciting. But it was like the perfect like it launched basically at the very, very beginning of the pandemic, and like it
Oh,
really
it's
helped.
perfect.
Yeah, it helped me and a lot of like my friend group like really kind of stay in touch and stick together. And I ended up um I was hosting catalog parties to have all of us complete our catalog for
Nice.
4 months or so. I was just like making a spreadsheet of like, a big set of items. Like we went alphabetically. Like, so this week is A week. Like everyone come and bring your A items, like items that start with A. And like we would all bring them and drop them on the ground, and everyone would run around and pick up everyone's items and then drop them again. And then, you would pick up your stuff and leave. And like, it was very fun to, just hang out and coordinate and like, dress up in costumes and stuff. And I still play it now. Like I stopped for a few months, but I picked it up again in anticipation of the new update. Should be fun.
Friday.
Yep. So
Mhm.
the main thing that it had over New Leaf, roads.
Yeah, like being able to terraform and like
Yep.
change your almost entire island except for like the
That too.
coastline is like awesome, like and
Yeah,
very cool.
there's so much customizability and player freedom that like you can look back and praise New Leaf and the other and
Mhm.
the older ones all you want, but New Horizons is the full package.
Yeah, like they saw people essentially like hacking in that type of functionality by because you could put like patterns on the
Yep.
ground, and like a bunch of people would put paths, and they're like, well, let's just put it in the game. And like now you can put like furniture outside, and that's a new thing in New Horizons as
Yep.
well. So like you will see like there's a lot of Instagrammable like content where people make beautiful islands that I would never think. I'm not that creative. Like my island still looks like trash, but but the point is like yeah, as Techno says, it was also perfect timing. Like it very much was. I think it did so much better than it might have otherwise,
Yep.
just because it was like this platform that you could stay in touch with.
You
Yep.
told
And
me
all of those patterns and customizability from New Leaf, you could import directly into New Horizons
True.
as well.
Another great example of backwards compatibility, like
Yep.
really working out.
if you told me when the Switch came out that Animal
Mhm.
Crossing would almost sell more consoles than Breath of the Wild did at launch, I would say you're lying. But it was
Yeah.
Yeah.
a massive system seller. Like
Mhm.
it sold just the game because people wanted to buy it. Sold so many Switches and so many Switch Lights. It was
Yeah, and it
absolutely
appeals to, like, people who wouldn't typically be considered gamers as well.
Yep.
So, like, everyone's, like, sister or mom or someone that, like, doesn't really game, like, still has, like, this killer island that has so much cool stuff on it. So, I think
Very
it's a
good.
great game. I have a lot of fun with it. I've put 1,000 hours into it probably, and, more to come, I'm sure.
All right, rounding out the
Goody.
sevens. Let's go.
All right. Final Fantasy 9.
Respectable.
Nice.
I love that game. It's really good. It's the best Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Funnily, that's the one
I-
I have the least experience with, I think, of,
It's-
like,
Yeah.
the first 10.
It's easily the forgettable one because it came out like at a bad time.
Mhm.
So, people forget about it, but I played it. It was the first one to come to Switch, actually, weirdly enough. And it
Nice,
is
okay.
just so, like, it hits you really well. I don't want to say, like, what it's about or anything, but, like, it
Who-
hits good.
Who's
sort of
who's the main character in that one?
Zidane?
Zidane, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's a
sort
little
of from the
monkey boy.
outside
Yeah, okay.
looking in, like,
Yep.
I feel like, a lot of people like 7, I think, for the same reason a lot of people like Ocarina of Time or Mario 64, where, like, it's the first 3D
100%.
one and really did a great job. Not a lot of people like 8 so much, but, like, a ton of people go very hard for 9.
Honestly, let's
Yep.
be real. 7 kind of sucks.
The localization is very bad.
Yeah.
It turns out. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I mean, the game was good for the time, but like you can definitely see the age of it.
Mhm.
In this game, in my opinion, I see no age. I just see beauty.
It's
Like,
a lot
9
like
is, like,
Wind Waker,
perfect.
I think. Like, Wind
What?
Waker has a very stylized sort of graphical, like, style to it that, like, aged really, really well, versus like 7 and 8 went for a more realistic thing that aged very poorly because
I mean,
like everyone looks like
Wind
fucking
Waker is
squares.
just gorgeous. Let's just
Yeah, but like so the
Yep.
characters are like more cartoonish, and I think that aged a little better than like going for realism like 8 did.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you even see some age in Twilight Princess.
Yep.
Mhm.
But Wind Waker still holds up.
All right, you ready?
Number 6.
The
Woo.
game that killed the term "don't talk to strangers on the internet." Minecraft.
Oh, good.
Oh
Okay,
yeah. Okay, that's fair.
I
That
took
should be
this
on
off
that
my
list
list. I was
somewhere.
hoping someone.
Oh yeah.
Minecraft for
Very good.
me, it's where I met TV. It's where
Yep.
I met Eric. It's where I met
Wow.
Super MC Gamer. It's where I met Smoople. It was kind of my real introduction to communities on the internet. You could argue it's the reason why I'm a streamer. Minecraft is very powerful.
It's how I found Zeldathon.
Yep.
Wow.
Minecraft is this weird thing that nowadays I don't think has that power anymore. But back when it first was in like right before 1.0 or right even during 1.0, Minecraft was, you put up a server. Well, what did you do after school? I played Minecraft on my Minecraft server.
Yep.
We would play and we would chat. There was towns. There was this
Yep.
community driven endeavor that there was rare. It was rare that there was any like less than 30 people on the Zeldathon Minecraft server at a time. Big deal.
It's one of the most influential games of all time, like if not the most. Like, it's very much like it's a creative sandbox where you can really express yourself, and like it sort of maybe replaced Legos for if you can't afford Legos because they're very expensive, give your kid a copy of Minecraft, and they're good for-
Legos have more value than gold now.
That's funny, like pound for pound.
Yeah.
They're
Wow.
very expensive, but Minecraft is powerful.
Dude, Lego's
Yeah,
bullshit
great
now. I
tech.
hate Lego now.
EB.
All right. So we've talked about a couple of JRPGs. I'm gonna
Okay.
shift it over for my number 6 to a Western RPG. The
Oh
first-
yes.
Okay.
yes.
First one we talked about. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
I have
Oh.
that on my list. Yeah.
Okay.
I love The Witcher 3, and I think it is the pinnacle. Like Skyrim, Eat Your Heart Out. The Witcher 3 is
Ooh.
so good.
Okay. Another overlap. That's great.
Yep. I didn't expect that to be an overlap, but man,
Really, it's The Witcher 3.
yeah, it's true.
I
Yeah.
literally almost did the meme where it's like it like goes up the list where it says like games don't deserve to be numbered, and then number 1 is Witcher 3. Like,
yeah, it's so good. Peak Western RPG.
I do think
amazing combat.
sadly. Oh, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Please continue.
No, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I do think sadly like people overhype it like I just did, and then if someone like Jyggy plays it, he's gonna yell, "What are you guys talking about? It's not a good game. Literally worst game ever. It's it's as empty as Horizon Zero Dawn."
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I have, and this is not me saying, "Oh, Witcher 3 is bad," because I'm not gonna say that. I've never played it. But it's just one of those things where I have absolutely in Witcher.
Yeah.
It's a game where
It's just not your type of game.
But I love Skyrim. I loved Skyrim.
It's not
might be one of
Skyrim.
those-
Hey, Skyrim
might be
comes
one of
out
those
again
where you,
on
like-
Friday, dude. You gonna get the new release of Skyrim?
Finally,
Wow.
Finally.
I can play
It's
Skyrim.
only been 10 years old or 20 years old.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I've never played it, but I expect like if I were to boot it up and get into it, like I would be just like everyone that very much goes hard for it. Like
Yeah.
I can.
I'm so pumped.
can see
Friday
myself
is the
doing it.
start of my new TikTok series. Games that have released since Skyrim's been re-released.
The Witcher 3 story amazing. The characters are some of the best you will ever find in a Western RPG. They're more iconic and memorable than any of them, and that probably comes from it being from a source material of novels,
Mhm.
but it's incredible. It's just an absolutely amazing gameplay experience.
TB's a nerd.
He reads books.
What an idiot.
I have read I think 4 of the Witcher novels to this point.
Nice.
They're pretty good.
They
I
are
will
good.
I will say I've gone and like read them after the book and after the first season of the TV show
Yeah.
because I'm such a fan of the TV show.
Yeah,
Nice.
the TV show's very good as well. Yeah, it's a phenomenon.
Mike,
And
do you at least like the book? I'm sorry, the TV
I
show?
haven't
Oh.
watched it yet. I'm waiting for season 2.
Why?
Okay.
Because I want to watch all of season 1
Loves
and
to
then go into
binge.
season 2. Once out.
All right, you know what? I'll respect that.
Because I'll forget it. If
I-
I watch all of season 1 now and then season 2 comes out in what, like 2 months or something, I won't.
Well, then won't isn't that? I mean, the show's not going to end after season 2.
Yeah, and then I'll have to go rewatch.
Why don't you just wait until the show ends?
No, because I
at
don't
that
want to. I
point?
don't want to deal with that. I want to watch it. You want to watch it? It's on my list. I promise.
Okay. All right.
Continue on,
All right.
Doug.
Gotta
You
go.
All
wanna
right,
go?
number
We gotta-
6. Number 6. It's another sort of really wish I could have picked the series, but I'll pick a particular entry. Monster Hunter Rise.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I
I was
agree.
thinking about putting a Monster Hunter in, and it had just narrowly evaded my list.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
figured it would have been close, so I went ahead and
I'm the same kind of way as my
Rise is the
friend
defense.
TB over
I
there.
agree.
Rise is the definitive for you.
So Rise I think is very, very fun. Like World would
Yeah.
probably be my second pick.
Yeah, I would
feel
agree.
World changed so much about like the core aspects of the game, and Rise is a good middle ground. So,
yeah. So I picked up 3 back when it came out and really bounced off of it.
For the
and I picked up
3DS.
for 3DS, yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
I
did
picked up
too. That
4.
was my introduction.
Yeah, I picked up 4U and lasted a little longer with that one, and that's also where I fell in love with one of the new weapons, the insect glaive.
Me
is my main.
too.
Yo, let's go, Scootish!
Let's
I
go,
love
buddy.
the
And then
Insect Glaive.
GU. I picked up GU on the Switch, and finally that stuck. And then I got really into it. I played a lot with my brother. He was a hammer main. I was an insect glaive main, so we were on different ends of the monster. We were never like annoying each other. It was perfect. We played tons of that, lots of fun. And then we picked up World, played a lot of that too. I tried to branch out and play a lot more weapons, and that was really fun too. But then Rise came out, and I put tons and tons and tons of hours into it. A lot of fun. Still love the insect glaive. I think just again, it sort of marries, as TB said, the sort of new stuff that they brought in to make it more accessible for World. But it does, roll back a little bit and still feel a little bit more like classic. So I get that GU and World like fill that I was getting. From
Yeah.
both.
I think it's very clear that Rise was so heavily influenced by World
Yeah.
that it does kind of like just kind of feel like the best Monster Hunter experience,
Mhm.
in my opinion. And in my time with the series, like this one is definitely like the most definitive version, in
Mhm.
my opinion.
Yeah, a lot of the like main complaints people have about it is that maybe it's too easy, but I feel like that's probably typical of like until the ultimate version or like the Iceborne version will come out, like it'll.
Yeah,
tend to be a little
I mean,
easier.
I never thought 3 was hard. I never thought like 4 was hard. It's always been like if you grind, this is true for any game. If you grind, of course it's going to be easy.
Yeah, and so like, and there's no like master or G rank yet, so
yeah.
I'm
So if
excited
you
for Sunborn, I think it's called, or Sun Song or something, Sun something. The update
the
version.
new
Rise.
DLC
Whatever,
that is apparently
Next
that's
summer. Next summer.
I've
So
been
it'll be
reading
great.
some things about it. Apparently it's like brutal.
Oh, cool. Okay, great.
Yeah,
so-
apparently it will bring exactly the difficulty that a game like Iceborne brought. So
perfect. Yeah,
we're there. We're there, you know?
Yeah, so very excited for that.
Yeah.
So I just love that. It's great. It's fun. It's great with like friends. It's great alone. And it's got a very good gameplay loop of like collecting loot and using it to make better equipment. Like there's no levels. Your equipment is everything, which is very interesting.
Yeah, you just do what you want.
Doing
Mhm.
one
In that game, in my
damage to
opinion.
a large monster.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. It's very satisfying, sort of in a Shadow of the Colossus type way.
Yeah.
Shoot, that should be on my list.
Yeah,
it
I
isn't,
thought
sorry.
about it, but
Shoot. But
Yeah.
I don't have
Um,
like that kind of connection to Shadow of Colossus that a lot
yeah,
of people have.
but yeah,
100%.
like taking down a huge monster is
All
very
right,
sort of
let's keep continuing vibing. I don't know how much time we have.
true. Scootish.
All right, number 6, Uncharted 3.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
Uncharted 3, and I'll tell you why. Because it was the first game I ever got on PlayStation. I bought my
really?
PlayStation.
It was
My mom was like, "This is totally like you are dealing with your." I bought it like 2 days after my nana died, who I was very close with, and my mom was like, "You are dealing with the loss by buying a thing that's not healthy." I'm like,
Oh,
"You know what? Let me do it, Mom. I'm your goddamn kid, and I'm in high school. I have money.
grieving.
Let me just do it."
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "All right, fine." So I went and bought Uncharted. I bought a PlayStation and Uncharted 3, and then I played all the Uncharted backwards. But
Oh, interesting.
Uncharted 3 taught me that everyone who told me to buy an Xbox as a kid lied to me. Like,
Yeah.
the stories that are amazing, and I still believe this, the stories that are truly amazing, like Nintendo has the best gameplay in my opinion, but the best stories are owned by Sony.
Naughty Dog. Specifically, Naughty Dog makes
Yeah,
the
no.
best movies.
No,
Very,
because
very good.
there are other games that you are forgetting that you have not played.
I liked
It's
Spider-Man.
really
And
interesting.
Yeah,
The
there-
Last of Us
there
was
are
also
a
lot
Naughty
of
Dog.
amazing-
I was gonna say The Last of Us
No,
was
that's
Naughty
not
Dog.
Naughty. That's Insomniac.
Yeah.
The Last of Us?
Oh, you said. Oh,
No,
I
no,
thought
Spider-Man.
you said Spider-Man.
Spider-Man
Well-
was Insomniac, but The Last of Us was also Naughty Dog.
Yeah,
Again,
Last
Naughty
of Us is
Dog
also on my list. Last of Us is also on my list.
Naughty
Yeah.
Dog
Really
is really
interesting.
great
I
at
feel
making
like-
movies that are interactive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like people don't talk about Uncharted much nowadays.
I mean, no,
I
did
mean,
you-
we're about to because there's a movie coming.
Well,
Ooh,
true.
okay.
I'm not too happy about
Cool.
the movie. That's a whole nother topic.
It's no the
Yeah.
okay. So just to be
Is Chris
clear,
Pratt
because-
Mario in the movie?
no, Tom Holland is Nathan Drake.
Oh.
Why? Why?
Because it's taking place in between, like before the first game.
But they have a shot-for-shot recreation from the first game.
They have a shot-for-shot recreation from the third game.
Oh, is
really?
video game movies on
Yeah.
our list of
We
potential
have to do
topics?
techno video game movies. Let's talk about League of Legends or World of Warcraft.
I think the movie is going to be really good,
Okay.
and I think we have to go in with like open ideas.
Yeah, maybe.
Haven't we already talked about video game movies?
I don't think so.
No.
I think we talked about movie video games, not video game
Oh,
movies.
True. We did.
I won't knock
Amazing.
it, Scoot. I won't knock it, but I love the character of Nathan Drake. He's so much like Indiana Jones, but he has more depth to the character, and I just hope that
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
I actually really think Tom Holland is an incredible actor. Like, I think he's
Yeah.
I think he's gonna do some good things.
All right, let's keep cracking on.
Yeah.
To
All right.
Number 5.
This one's pretty simple. We probably don't have to talk about it a lot, but Breath of the Wild.
Oh,
Yep.
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah.
100%.
Legend of
Yeah.
Zelda
Oh, weird
Breath of
how
the
that's
Wild.
not on my list.
Huh?
Great game. A lot of fun.
Good
Good
game.
loot.
Good game.
Good game.
Don't have
Would
to
recommend.
play it.
Yeah.
All right, TV, what you got?
So we were talking about story video games, and it might not be the first thing you think about in story video games, but this is the culmination of an amazing story and a peak in a franchise that I have loved for over a decade,
Give it to
And-
me, Daddy.
and that is World of Warcraft: Wrath of the Lich King.
Yes,
Whoa.
dude. Yes.
Is that an expansion?
Yes,
Yeah,
that is
but
the
like expansion
second
passes are full
expansion.
games. Like in
Uh,
my opinion.
Can you
And
play
it-
it today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the content
Well,
is
you can
still in the game, but it's
That
not
era
yeah.
of the game is gone.
Yeah,
But like you can technically play it today.
yeah. You
Like,
can in the
it's
live
hard.
game, but it's not the same.
Like it's hard to like say like, am I playing it? Like Final Fantasy 14. Like can you go and play Haven's Ward? Yeah, of course. But like
See, Final Fantasy 14 did a better job with like the old content than.
I mean, I'm
World
gonna
of
be honest. I
Warcraft
just think Final Fantasy 14 is just a better made game.
did. Yeah,
I think
But-
Blizzard like really just like kind of like guessed with what they were doing 90% of the time.
but
Well, you see it a lot with
this
like
came out a
consoles.
decade before 14. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I do think a lot of Blizzard's problem is just foresight.
Oh yeah, just
And
being on
touching
top
women.
though is like, you know,
Yeah.
you get you get a little sort of
Guys, that was a funny joke. You should have laughed at that. Come on.
complacent.
But
Sorry.
Wrath of
We're
the
being
Lich
serious.
King was the culmination of a very long running story from the original Warcraft series.
Oh,
And it wrapped
Yeah.
up the story of the Lich King, which is one of my favorite storylines. If you're into like lore of any kind, then there's a lot of amazing lore in World of Warcraft. It kind of went off the deep end after this expansion, but this expansion is
You know what? I'm
absolutely
gonna
my
say it.
favorite.
If you like a story about like a hero turning to the dark side, that's better than Anakin to Darth Vader.
Oh, absolutely.
Wrath of the Lich King, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
100%. Yeah, Wrath of the Lich King is amazing. The multiplayer content, because it's an MMO, of course.
yeah.
The raid content, dungeon content, all was so good, and it told the story of the Lich King, and eventually came around to the end of that story beautifully.
Yeah, it's great that they wrapped it up finally.
And then they brought it back in the most recent expansion, but we don't really talk about
Lol.
that.
All right. Very good. Another MMO on the list. That's very interesting.
Yep.
What was our first MMO on the list?
Destiny was
Yeah.
Oh,
Destiny.
I don't consider that an MMO though.
That's an MMO.
It's,
MMO looter shooter, I guess, is sort of like.
I think it's more of a looter shooter with online play.
All right. Well, we don't have to litigate that.
I know I'm sorry. I'm being a gatekeeper. I shouldn't. I'm sorry.
It had the
Well,
same
you're
kind of core gameplay as an
Yeah.
MMO.
Anyway, regardless.
Yeah, I mean, but like Monster Hunter World does too. Are we considering that an MMO now?
Not really.
No,
I-
because like there's not like
also
a
have, like,
social space
have
that you like
raids.
go.
You can play
see.
Destiny by yourself.
Oh, there's not like you don't go to the town.
You
in
can't
Monster
do
Hunter
dungeons and
see, like,
raids by
random-
yourself.
Okay. No, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. All right.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Anyway, so
Juggernaut.
another surprising pick for me. My number 5 is a PS2 game. It's a rhythm action game called Guitaru Man, and it's
Oh wow, surprising.
well,
nice
so
spelling.
it shouldn't be surprising if I haven't told you about it yet, then I'm
Yeah.
failing my job here. But it's a fantastic game. It's a rhythm game. It's very extremely kind of Japanese. It's got a very interesting like art style from I forget his name. But there's like a very specific artist that has done all like the art design and stuff of it, and it's very cool. And it's just a lot of fun and has a surprisingly like wholesome story attached to it. And that just really fits really well together. But I mean, that's it. I don't have to talk about it too much. But emulate it if you can, because it's quite expensive. And try it out. It's very cool.
I think I watched you play it one time, and it looks very interesting.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun.
Cool.
All
All
right,
right,
Scooter.
boys.
Number
Get
5.
ready. Get ready. I think this one's going to be another world breaker for you guys.
I'm ready.
Please.
I'm ready.
Halo 3.
Let's go.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm
It's-
really glad it's on this list. I love
Great
Halo
game.
3.
It is the best multiplayer experience I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Split screen.
Listen, I'm excited. I hope we can have like a boys community game night in Halo Infinite.
I want to play.
Oh yeah.
Because that multiplayer is free.
Yeah, I love Halo.
I definitely want to play.
I've always loved Halo.
Yeah, like in elementary and middle school, like go to a friend's house, bring an Xbox, bring a TV, like hook them up, play some capture the flag. Like
Yeah,
we did
absolutely.
that all the
Let's
time.
freaking go.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Yo, Techno, I'll play with you, bro.
Number 4.
This one's easy for me because we already talked about it. It's Dead by Daylight. Game is
Nice.
Easy.
gone on
Nice,
forever.
nice.
Love it so
Easy.
much. TB.
Perfect.
All right, my number 4 is Halo 2.
Okay. All right.
Let's
Uh,
go.
And
The most
it might
Go
just be the age difference. This was my very formative online multiplayer experience.
I mean, yeah, I will say I wasn't allowed to have an Xbox until Halo 3 was like
There you
the
go.
game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
like-
remember I played Halo 2 so much online, and then when the 360 came out and Halo 3 came out, I wanted it for so long, but I had to wait till Christmas, and I was just
Mhm.
like jonesing to continue that experience. But Halo 2, in in my mind is the more memorable. I spent so much time just hanging out with people that I don't even really know. I didn't really know at the time, and I still occasionally talk to some of the people I met in Halo 2.
That's
And
It's very
awesome.
much like, yeah, like so much just like leaving your comms open and talking to strangers. Like
Yep.
that doesn't happen anymore. Like
No.
very much. And that sold Xbox Live to a lot of people, like
Yep.
Halo 2 did. And it's the age difference here because Halo 1 was the one that I had the most sort of like
Yeah.
multiplayer experience with. That's very funny. Very
Yep.
good pick. Excellent.
Juggernaut.
All right. My number 4, we talked about it on the show. I figured I can't not bring a Metroid game to the
Yep.
show. Metroid 2 Return of Samus for the Game Boy is my favorite
Nice.
of the series. Sorry, Scoot.
I respect that you. I've said this 1,000 times how graphically impressive, also just gameplay impressive, a freaking Game Boy
Mhm.
game is. That it
Yeah.
captures the true. It really does feel like they succeeded in making Metroid 2. You know, the
Yep.
sequel
Yeah.
to the
And
NES one.
in one of in my experience with it, since I've never played it, but I've looked up stuff and watched videos because I'm still chugging through AM2R.
Yeah.
But the remakes just didn't do the same justice to Metroid 2. The like classic feel. It felt more isolating and more like
Extremely.
foreign, and like that aspect of the franchise has completely gone. So that the classic experience I fully respect, but I probably won't go and play it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Like I wouldn't like if you're not super into the Game Boy or old retro games and stuff, like I wouldn't recommend it to you. But like it's just they did a great job, I think, sort of deviating from I mean, I guess they didn't have really a typical like gameplay loop yet because it was only the second game. But it is different from every other game in the series in that, you're not running around and kind of more open world and fighting bosses and stuff. It really is kind of like a boss rush actually, because you're just
Yep.
it says go kill 39 Metroids and you just go and do it, like versus, going and finding Kraid and Ridley, and
It's-
Mother Brain and like getting out of there. So,
Ugh.
and Metroid Dread's great too, but
Metroid Dread. Now that's a game.
that's a video game. Yeah, they did
I
a great
love
job.
that game.
I played the
The only
crap out of
Metroid I like.
that. Well,
All
there
right,
you go.
what's your
All
number
right,
four?
Scooter.
Scooty, number
Scootish.
4.
My number 4 is a little known game by Mario Kart Double Dash.
Whoa.
Oh,
good.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
call. Good
Listen,
plan.
Good pick.
It's Mario Kart. You like it, you love it. Double Dash is the best one. Sorry,
The-
I don't make the rules.
In my opinion, the best split screen Mario
Yes.
Kart.
Best split screen Mario Kart, yes. I do love 8 Deluxe too, but if I wanted to pick a Mario Kart, I'm picking Double Dash.
See, the 8 Deluxe experience is more online, and I would rather play it online than split screen.
Yeah.
But if I'm playing split screen, it's got to be Double Dash.
Yo, bring back Double Dash. That's what we want, Nintendo. Bring back Double Dash.
Yeah, worked for Mario Party. Let's go.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Number 3.
My number 3 is a little game called The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds.
There it is.
yeah.
Beautiful,
I
beautiful.
figured if you were to bring one, it would be that one.
Yes, it is. Link Between Worlds, in my opinion, is the perfect Zelda game. The best way to introduce somebody to the franchise, and honestly, it's just a fun, casual experience that you can do whenever you want.
I agree completely about it being a great introduction to the series for anyone. Like,
Yep.
it breaks a lot of like the conventions of like linearity and stuff because you can pretty much go anywhere and you can just rent all the items and stuff, and it's great for that. I think it's perfect to introduce someone to the series.
Whenever you want. DB.
Hmm.
So similar angle. We've talked about this game earlier in the podcast. We kind of mentioned it. Mine is The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker.
Let's go.
Okay.
Oh, choose
I would hope
sides.
so. I would hope you like this one a lot.
It's my personal favorite game. I have a entire
that's why.
tattoo sleeve
Yep.
of The Wind Waker. I love it. The art style is beautiful. The music is amazing. The characters are awesome. It's just,
Mhm.
and I love sailing around on the ocean. Like that's one of my favorite gameplay things to do. Like lately, I've been big into Sea of Thieves again, and my favorite anime is One Piece. So like the pirate aesthetic is just amazing, and Wind Waker is just the whole package, and I love it.
Very good. Very good
Juggernaut.
pick. Star Tropics for the NES, another NES game, is among my favorites. I brought it to a side quest, just like I brought Battletoads to Aotes. But it's just super fun. It's tough as nails. Like I like a challenge, and it's got a great story as well. It's just a fantastic game, like overall. And I would recommend it to anyone who likes tough games, and retro games and stuff. And it's on the Switch Online if you want to play it that way.
Nice.
But yeah,
Nice,
Scooter.
very nice. Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Heck
There it
yeah,
is. All right.
Wow.
Another
this is
cross-
high
another,
for you, dude.
I love Pokemon,
Yeah.
True. That's true.
Good pick.
and I just think that's the definitive Pokemon game.
Respect.
You can't write it down. Write it down that Scootish agrees with me on a Pokemon. Great.
When did I disagree with you on a Pokemon opinion?
Do you like?
I just like the art style of. I just really like the art style of what do you call it?
Dodo,
Diamond and Pearl
Kanto,
remakes.
Oh,
Nice.
the new ones.
Yeah, I love it.
Number 2.
This is another Pokemon game for me here. Pokemon Platinum is my second favorite video game of all time.
Wow.
And it's
Wow.
Wait, your
I-
first is Dead by Daylight then?
what?
No, he already
I
said it
already
was
said
4.
DBD. That
Oh, it was
my-
4. Sorry, I missed it. I
yeah,
missed it.
Yeah. My number 2 video game of all time is Pokemon Platinum. There is
I agree. That's my favorite Pokemon game as well.
It's just there's something special about it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love Heart Gold, Soul Silver. They're, in my opinion, the definitive best Pokemon games. But Pokemon Platinum is just powerful, and I really, really, really hope that all of the things that the developers went through to make those games, that game special, make it into this Diamond and Pearl that we're gonna. That's it.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I mean, you get the jackets.
Yeah, as a pre-order bonus.
Better pre-order.
Pre-order bonus.
Get those
Nice.
jackets.
Get my scarf.
Get
Alright.
that jacket. Get that. Yo, what? Can we just talk about Dawn's outfit in Platinum real quick? What weather is she dressing for?
I don't know. I don't care.
She's got a big old coat, but she's got no pants.
No, I don't know. All right, it's supposed to be cold. She has legs of lead. I don't know, lead legs. She got TB.
Alright,
I want
me
answers.
All right, we ready? Okay. If anybody here follows me on Twitter, you know that my number 2 game should come at no surprise. Persona 5 Royal.
Yes.
Shocked,
Oh,
I tell
crap.
you.
I should have added that.
That one-
What am I doing?
And
I'm a
and,
bad gamer.
honestly, I did struggle a little bit coming to this decision because I was thinking about what Persona representative I wanted on my list.
Mhm.
And it, in hindsight, like now that I've had a bunch of time to digest this in comparison to other games, like I very much struggled with Persona 5 Royal versus Persona 4 Golden. Both are incredible games, but I think like the style, the characters, and the like tone of the story just resonated more, on my opinion, for with Persona 5 Royal.
Mm.
I love this series. I love this story. Love these characters. It is an incredible piece of media.
Nice.
Yes. Big agree.
Yeah.
I'm about it.
Big agree.
I'm about
Yeah,
it.
it's another one of those where it's like no arguments here. Like we absolutely like understand. We are not surprised that it's your pick. Very good, especially since they won't put Persona 4 on the Switch.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
someday.
Juggernaut.
All right,
number
my number
dos.
2. My number 2, another non-surprise, but it is for the Philips CDI, Zelda's Adventure. It is
Ooh.
not objectively a good game, but it definitely it changed my life literally in that
Yeah.
I learned to play it in order to help out with the Zeldathon team and sort of my attendance to my first event was contingent on me playing this game that no one else wanted to play. So I picked up a CDI, picked up a copy of the game, I learned the run, and I really fell in love with it. And I ended up like taking the world record, and have represented it in a lot of different spaces since then. And have now, like as of this weekend, found out that it's coming to GDQ. I will be playing
That's
it at
so cool.
GDQ.
Let's
in
fucking
January.
go.
GDQ running by far the weirdest Zelda game ever.
That's
Absolutely.
amazing.
And what's
So
crazy about this, I know I'm just hyping Doug up right now, but I am so hyped about this because not only is Doug like going to be on GDQ, which is an honor in general, but to be playing a Zelda game. As much as people
True.
argue that it's not, it is a Zelda game. It's an official Legend of Zelda video game that Doug will be
Yes.
playing during GDQ. It's gonna be amazing. Are you ending
Yeah,
the
so-
entire event?
No.
Okay.
It's just alphabetically. ZE is at the end of the alphabet.
Oh,
So
okay.
Yeah.
is at the bottom. The schedule hasn't been released yet. They're, I assume, still working on it. I think it'll come out later this month. But yeah, it's just it's a game I know the most about of the games that I know, of course, like of the internals and stuff, and probably like the top dozen people in the world, including like the game developers and stuff. And like it's the game I've beaten the most times. And again, like I said, it literally changed my life because it introduced me to all of you, sort of, either directly or indirectly. It got me back into streaming, which is something that I really enjoy doing and need to do more. And I can't thank it enough for sort of the trajectory it's affected.
Thank
so.
you,
Hell
Philip.
yeah,
So
let's go,
nice.
Doug.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Phillips,
so
for
it's-
making my razor and giving me Doug or not.
So yeah, we don't have to talk about it too much, but
All right,
that's
big-
my number 2.
Wrapping up the big number 2. Let's go,
Last of
Scooter.
Us.
Oh,
Oh.
absolutely.
Yeah.
One.
Yes.
I
Like-
agree.
It's and I struggled. I was gonna put 2. I love Last of Us 2,
Uh-huh.
but I am putting the 1 because like 2's
I
impact.
agree.
2's impact. While I still love it, it like there was something about 1 where like I think everyone kind of like, at least in an actor's world, looks at 1 and is like, oh, we can actually tell like these incredible stories that like completely break people here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They had a
And
voice
that wasn't a
director.
thing that was even on people's like radars back in the day.
Yeah, it's a
So
great game.
The,
yeah, Last of Us for sure.
The Last of
Last
Us,
of
in my
Us.
opinion, is like the game that like definitive. I know Naughty Dog has done so many games, especially looking at Uncharted and other games that came before it. But the Last of Us was like the game that, in my opinion, people, especially in like Hollywood or like adult anybody, realize that video games can truly tell a story that will
Yep.
move if
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can, have to. Last of Us is
Yeah, if
very
I-
powerful.
If I were to make a separate list of the top 10 must-play games of all time, The Last
Yeah.
of Us is absolutely on there.
I do think
Yeah.
also the second game, interestingly enough, I mean, I'm sure we already know this, but I think it kind of exposed all the hatred that like the gaming community like
Yeah.
has.
Yeah.
So like it's a good game for that too. That like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first game I pre-ordered in like years. Like
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to it. I was like, oh, a zombie like shooter game, and then I was so surprised by just like how it made me feel. Like
Yeah.
it definitely was
Oh,
very
Naughty Dog.
affecting.
They're very good.
Makes you
Mhm.
uncomfortable.
I always say Naughty
Yeah.
Dog company that. All right,
Very
you
good.
guys ready for the
All right.
final thing?
Let's go.
One.
We're
Let's
here.
do it.
Go.
The
Number
big time,
one.
the big kahuna.
My number 1 video game of all time. If you've been on the channel for a while, you know this. My first ever 3D Mario game, Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh.
Literally,
That doesn't strike
Yeah.
me, but
One
he's
of-
Yeah, I'm a bad friend.
you didn't know that?
No, I completely forgot about it.
That Super Mario Sunshine, yeah, it is my all-time favorite video game. There's just something special and something fun and exciting about Mario with
Yeah.
a water jetpack washing streets. That's it. It's
Yeah.
a great game.
Yo, I weirdly think all these games are going to be cursed as hell that we say.
You think so?
I think so.
I think they'll be divisive. I think in each of our own unique ways. I suspect.
100%.
I know a lot of people hate Mario Sunshine, but like,
Right. I think Mario Sunshine is janky as hell.
it's really good. I just gotta.
I think it occupies a middle ground between like people that like 64 and people who like Galaxy.
Yeah, but you know what's weird?
Yeah.
Weird about it is I feel like it's the game with the best movement for Mario. Mario feels the best.
I don't.
That's fair. That's fair. I know Odyssey.
Until Odyssey, I would say that. Yeah.
Like the platforming sections where you don't have FLUDD, in my opinion, is the definitive Mario.
Oh, I think that feels awful. I hate those levels.
I mean, they're
They're
hard.
I mean,
difficult, but
Secret
they're
just being
awesome.
sandwiched in between like times when you do have the flood, I think
Yeah.
like taking it away from you. If they were their own game, it might be different.
Yeah,
But like
no.
just the fact that it comes from having something taken away from
They
you. is
take away
basically-
your crutch of you have a jetpack. Hey, play Mario now. Like that's
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I couldn't
I'm not
beat
here
it,
to
but
play
I
Mario.
love it. TV,
Yeah.
I
It's a good choice, I think.
#1 video game of all time. TB, what you got?
all right. If you know me at all, I never stop talking about this game. My #1 should not come as a surprise to anyone. Bloodborne.
Oh, duh, of course.
Well, I was waiting for the FromSoft. I was sitting here
Yep.
like, where is the
Yep.
From? Where's
I specifically left FromSoft off my list because I knew it would be on
Bloodborne
TVs.
is my favorite game of all time. It combines everything that I love about a FromSoft game. The brutal punishing difficulty, the adversity you must overcome to complete these challenges, get through the game with a theme and a story that I just adore.
TB likes
Um,
Twilight, everybody. TB loves
mo-
Twilight.
What does Twilight have to
TB
play with this?
loves Twilight. Bloodborne's all
Okay.
about vampires.
No.
No,
Wait, it's not?
no,
I
I think there's
swear
more
it's about
lycan
vampires.
tropes in
Is it
there than
not?
vampires.
no,
Oh man, I need to play. I do really.
absolutely not.
I,
There's a lot of like werewolves and shit,
I
but
swear it was about vampires.
no. So essentially, what Bloodborne, the like elevator pitch is, this town has adopted this like medical practice where they use blood of some like creature they found deep within caverns below the city to like heal people's ailments, like some miracle cure, and it ends up turning a lot of the people into beasts and stuff, and you have to navigate through this town and hunt these beasts. And but yeah, anyway, the thematic elements, the mood, the story writing, like all of it just appeals to me on a deep and emotional, like it's the perfect game in my eyes. And I really hope they come around and make more Bloodborne, but if not, Bloodborne as itself is just perfect in my eyes.
Yeah, I'm excited to get to it eventually. Like it seems like very much the sort of Dark Souls gameplay with a much more interesting kind of aesthetic. So
Yeah,
looking
absolutely.
forward to it. Very cool. All
I
right.
actually have it downloaded to play the game as well.
Nice. Very nice.
Yep. Do
Very
you
good.
have much experience with FromSoft games, Scootish?
I love Dark Souls and
Okay.
Sekiro and all of those games.
Cool.
Perfect.
I feel like you have to enjoy those games.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to enjoy though. I know many people
No,
that don't.
I do think people saying like, "Oh, you need to add a difficulty option
No.
on those games." I'm like,
No.
that is so stupid.
Yeah, I
You
wouldn't
can
be
just
happy
grind
if
up
they
levels.
added a difficulty option. I think that those games are the way they are because they're the way.
Like,
they are,
and
but you
I don't
Yeah.
think I don't know. Maybe I'm being an idiot, but like maybe they need to add more controller options. But
Yeah,
I don't
like,
think they need to add.
Accessibility
options.
is like a movement I get behind, but
Yeah,
Bloodborne is like, or the whole FromSoft library is like a beast of its own, where like it wouldn't be an enjoyable game if it weren't hard.
yeah, no, 100%. Like you're not playing. Like I'm not playing Bloodborne or Dark Souls or Sekiro because I'm like, wow, I love this story. I'm playing it because I want to kill a demon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I want
you
to,
want
I
the-
want him to spank me and say sweet nothings into my
Yeah.
ear while he kills me.
it's about the near insurmountable adversary you have to go against
Yeah.
and overcoming those odds through trials and tribulations.
Absolutely. Yeah, like the Metroid Dread bosses have that where like you have to learn. Like you can't
Yep.
just brute force anything. Like you have to get good. You have to learn pattern recognition.
Yep.
And it's very rewarding in that way.
Yep.
It's a great loop. All right.
Done
My
or
number
not?
1
Yeah.
is it is going to be a surprise. I was thinking I wouldn't have surprises, but you know,
Okay.
I do love retro games. I do love like tough games. I like, Animal Crossing as well, but like my number 1 game of all time is not retro at all, in that it came out only a few years ago, but it has a very retro aesthetic. It is The Return of the Obra Dinn.
Oh, sick.
I
That's
think
been on my list for a while. It's good.
I have
It
never
is-
heard of that.
it is very, very good. It's made by the guy who did Papers, Please.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it is you play as an insurance adjuster who has to investigate this ship that sort of drifted into harbor with everyone aboard dead. And so you have to investigate what happened. And everything is in a very monochromatic scale. It's a very
Okay.
visually interesting game. It's very beautiful. But also you have this magic stopwatch or like time, like pocket watch, I guess, that what you can do is if you see a body, you can witness its final moments, like the final 5 seconds before its death or
Yeah.
something. Like you can hear the final 5 seconds before its death and then see the instant of death. And so that's it. That's the whole gameplay loop is you find a body, you investigate what happened, and what you have to do is put together the whole list of 60 people that were on the crew and on the ship, like even like passengers and stuff, and piece together what happened to them, what killed them, who killed them, why it happened. And it's super interesting in like the gameplay loop of doing all that stuff. And it's very visually interesting. The story is very interesting.
The art style.
And so I think it hits on all cylinders.
easy.
What?
Art styles
Ooh,
very, very interesting.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
very cool.
He was going for like this old like Mac look, I think is what his plan was for, but it's beautiful. Like it's very visually interesting and very cool. I highly recommend it to anyone. The trouble is I can never replay it because I've experienced it. And like it's very much
Yep.
like once you solve the mystery, like some of
Oh,
the
it's
magic.
kind of like a Doki Doki scenario.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's
Gotcha.
not like there's a huge twist or anything like that.
No,
but it's
I understand,
like-
but like once
like-
you know the story, you know the story,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
it's never going to hit the same
So-
way again.
very, 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 very good. And I would recommend literally anyone play it because it's not like
Yeah.
a Twitch actiony type thing that you
Oh,
like have
you
to
know
be
what?
a gamer to play.
I
I'm
wish I put
interested.
Doki Doki on my list.
Oh, it's a good game. I played it very recently. It's
Yeah.
an interesting choice.
Yeah,
Very cool.
I
So this is a game I would recommend wholly to literally anybody. Like there's some
Yeah.
games that have like a very sort of like conditional, like if you like this, play this. If you like that, this one I would recommend to anyone because it's I think a unique experience in what it does.
Scootish.
All right,
Take
Scootish,
us
bring
to
it.
the
I
hoop.
mean
End
it's
this
not
off.
hard to. You guys can all just tell me what
It's
it is
Kingdom
right
Hearts
now. It's
2.
Kingdom Hearts 2. It's Kingdom Hearts 2. Like
Wow.
come on, we all knew what it was.
True.
It, I don't know. There's something about. I remember when I got Kingdom Hearts 2. I was in 7th grade. I didn't really have any friends. I would just come home and play video games, and Kingdom Hearts 2 was always there. It was always Donald and Goofy with me, and it I don't know. It was a lot of an escape. It like made me feel like I wasn't just Jackson being like a dork in middle school. I was a Keyblade wielder. I was the hero. I was the hero of light, and I needed to like save the world, or else we lose all the Disney characters, and that's a fate worse than death.
Yep.
So yeah, I it's Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yep. Amazing game.
At like any day of the week, any day of the year, it's always going to be Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yep.
Kingdom Hearts
Simple and clean.
Great
Still elicits like
Dude,
a like primal emotional response out of me. Like I just
dude, TB said
like,
that to me. Like TB, I think you DM'd me about it, right?
yeah, it was
Or
like
something.
It was with the Smash announcement. Like I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
realize how deeply that song just hits every
Dude,
time.
I I knew the like I really thought I'm like, wow, they're really wasting the last character in Smash on Dark Souls. Cuz like it looked like a bonfire.
Yeah, it did.
But then the minute he grabbed it and started swinging it back, I'm like, that's a Keyblade throw. That's
God,
how you throw a
imagine if you were
Keyblade.
Dark
And,
Souls
like-
guy is the final.
Dark Soul, the sun.
I thought it'd be
the sun guy.
Solaire.
Freaking
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Solaris.
That
I
would be funny.
I was so happy. I mean, you can go watch my like reaction. Like it's still online. Like it's still easily findable. Like it just hits me every time I hear that like little like orchestra opening. It just
Yep.
I'm tearing up thinking about it right now.
Yeah,
I love
honestly.
I lo- don't you
And-
laugh at me, Doug.
And
that's
Kingdom
sweet.
Hearts 2 would
Very sweet.
probably has a spot in my list, and I didn't put it on there just because of the fact like I was trying to avoid overlap. where
Yeah, yeah,
possible.
yeah.
You knew
I
Scoop
get
was
that.
gonna talk
I
about it.
love Kingdom Hearts 2.
Kingdom Hearts, it's the reason why TB even found me and found my channel.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's because I had like a little I still do. I think it's a tier 2 emote now though, because I ran out of tier 1s. It's a little Donald Duck with it's the Affleck duck with Donald Duck's hat and bow tie.
And that was in the like time space where me and Jyggy were both experiencing the whole Kingdom Hearts franchise for the first time, because I was playing it kind of along with him, but I
Not struggling
wasn't
way less than
confined
me
to-
though. Struggling
Yeah,
way
I
less
wasn't-
than me.
also I wasn't confined to stream time, so I could just no life it, and man, I played the entire franchise in a month.
I think you ran into a lot. I know where you ran into issues though, Jiggy,
Yep.
and like they're all like user error. Like honestly,
Yeah.
Sure.
I
Sure.
dude, I can beat I can
I-
beat every game level 1. You cannot tell me that it's not user
one
error.
day, I have them all. I have all my entire Kingdom Hearts like entire thing backed up on a drive, and I will one day give it to Technofin, and he's going to edit together the Jyggy Kingdom Hearts experience, and every single time where the game screws me over because of development problems. It's
there
gonna
there
happen.
are a few situations where that happens in like the
early games.
non-mainline series, but the mainline series are all just made. And
In the games where he's complaining about, it doesn't happen.
But I again think that Kingdom Hearts is a very, very special series. And it
Yeah.
does deserve all the credit that and all the love that Scootish and the fans give it. I will never ever say that it's a bad game, except when I say it's a bad game.
One thing I'll say that I'm upset about, I had a big plan when it came to Switch. I was going to go to Disney World and do Kingdom Hearts in one sitting in Disney World, have it be like that big old beam. Having like played Guardians of the Galaxy Cloud version, I don't think I can do it.
Is it? Wait, you played Cloud version? I'm sorry, this is off of it, but you played the Cloud version. Is it bad?
Of Guardians versus Galaxy.
Yeah. And how was that?
It which is another Square Enix game.
Yeah.
It is god awful.
Really?
It is so bad.
Wow.
Like the minute you play, the Marvel cinematic fanfare like lagged.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
what we're dealing with.
Ooh.
that's unfortunate.
I still truly I know your reasoning, but I still truly wish that they would put the games like on the Switch.
No, me too. Me
I
too.
think
I'm not
it can handle 1 and 2.
yeah. No, 100%. I'm not saying that it can't.
Yeah.
I don't think the Switch can't handle 1 or 2.
Yeah.
It's more about like it's not worth complaining about cuz like Square Enix isn't going to do it.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Nomura isn't going to do it.
Yeah.
Like that's the issue.
Yeah.
That's the issue we're running into. We're not running into a Square Enix Nintendo issue. We're running into a Nomura's an asshole issue.
Alrighty. Do we have any questions? I mean, that was pretty neat. I appreciate you guys all all.
I don't know if we
I
have
don't
any
think we have
questions.
any
That's all.
questions.
We do not
which is
have any
great. I mean, this
questions,
wasn't
but
really a
thank you,
question.
TB,
We
for
haven't
coming
really
up.
pumped questions because we're
Yeah.
on like a time
Yeah.
constraint. But
Yeah.
But well,
yeah, it was a good episode, boys.
great episode.
But yeah, this was a great
Let's
idea,
go.
TB. Thank you for coming up with it.
Mhm.
It was very fun to just
Good
talk
job.
about our favorite things.
And
Very good.
as a quote from Doug's second top video game of all time, there will be no more viewing tonight.
True.
Yes, except there will be. But thank you guys so much, and thank you for watching. Margs.
Wait, who are you playing Mario Party
I'm
with?
doing Mario Party with TB, Kelly, Selena, and Super MC Gamer.
Oh, sheesh.
Yeah, but
Oh, what a squad.
thank you for listening to Margs with the Boys. Make sure you send us any questions at #MWTB. And come on over to twitch.tv/Jyggy11. We do it here every single other week. See you next time, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Bye.